Hey, welcome to another episode of Ukulele AMA. Today's question is, how can I get more consistent and comfortable when changing chords and strumming? And this is a really great question that a lot of my students deal with. And let's kind of show an example of what I think this means. Well, let's say that you're playing a chord progression and there's a chord that's particularly hard in it. For some people, it might be like an E minor chord, especially beginners will really struggle getting all those fingers in position. They might be going from like an E minor to, say, a G chord, right? Which is, not the hardest transition, but it can be tough when you're starting. And that might look something like this as they go. They'll go from their E minor to the G, to the E minor. And what's wrong with this is, well, there's a big delay as I'm switching between each of these chords. And that struggle is very real, and a lot of people experience it. And there's a very simple fix to be able to have that struggle go away. And what it is a mindset change. Right now, when I'm strumming like that, my left hand, in this case my fretting hand, is determining what my strumming hand, my right hand, is going to do. If I struggle to get to a chord in time, my left hand's telling my right hand, hey, stop, let me switch, and then you can start back up, right? If I'm going like this, that stall is really not good if you're playing with other people or trying to play with a recording, or it's just not very good in general. It doesn't sound very musical. And so the mindset shift I'm talking about is never let your fretting hand tell your playing hand what to do. It should be the opposite. And what this means is if I'm going from a chord like E minor to a chord like G, and that's hard for me, it's much better to play the chord a little bit incorrectly in time than it is to break the time to get it correct. And that might sound like this. You hear how when I do my first strum, it doesn't sound too good, right? Because I'm not quite fretting the chord right. I'm getting my fingers into position. But because the rhythm is correct, it actually sounds much, much better. And so the trick to getting much more comfortable with your chord changes is to prioritize keeping the rhythm consistent over stopping to get the chords in position. And if this is hard to do, just slow everything down. Play it at a speed in which you can make that change, or where that change is just a little bit difficult. And you'll notice that your fretting hand will respond really well to this. I actually, a lot of times, will struggle with a chord progression, and then I do this concept, I keep the hand moving, and my left hand gets there a little bit better. It feels a little bit of the pressure to make sure that it's getting into the right position at the right time. I can't stress how critical this is, especially if you're playing with other people, because it can make such a big difference in your playing. And so that's my favorite way to look at it, is that the strumming hand, the playing hand, dictates the speed, not the fretting hand. So if you'd like to see your question answered on one of these, be sure to leave it down in a comment below, or consider checking out my Patreon page where I prioritize answering all of their questions. Thanks so much. Take it easy. I'll see you next time here on Ukulele AMA.